So on version of 2.1 of Attack and Quest we finally got the Armoured Titan, along with a new damage system. Now although this boss titan might seem difficult for beginners, after learning some of the basics over time it can become very easy. But before we get into that, there is a couple of things you should know before taking on the Armoured Titan. First things first, there's a few key differences when battling the Armoured Titan in single player and multiplayer. In single player, the Armoured Titan has 4000 health points with a 10 health per second regeneration. In multiplayer, however, the Armoured Titan has 1200 health points with 20 health per second regeneration. In both single player and multiplayer, the Armoured Titan's legs has 1000 health points and will break blades after 3 hits. Any successful hit on the nape will break the blades instantly. Also, the Armoured Titan will despawn after 10 minutes. It's also worth noting that if you defeat the Armoured Titan in multiplayer, you will not unlock the awesome custom Armoured Titan grip. It can only be achieved by defeating the boss in single player. Now that that is out of the way, let's get into it. If you ask anyone which is the best map to fight the Armoured Titan in, anyone with any common sense whatsoever will say training. That is because of the many trees you can guide the boss to charge into, and there's many objects to make you navigate faster around the map. Now to spawn in the Armoured Titan, simply select and fire a black flare. In case you're a very beginner at the game, to bring up a flare gun all you have to do is press the right analog stick and press B to cycle through the different flare colours until you get black. After shooting the black flare, the Armoured Titan should spawn in here. If he doesn't spawn in, you're probably on the wrong game version. Simply install the newer version from SideQuest in the link below and make sure in your unknown sources there are 2 separate Attack and Quest installations. Just click the non-alpha version. If this doesn't work, or if you want to transfer your data like your kills or your high scores from the previous version onto the newer version, there will also be a video in the description on how to do so. Now that the Armoured Titan has spawned in, one thing you need to be aware of is when he is entering his aggressive state. Now you'll notice when he enters this state when he does this. Right after this he starts charging at you and will jump. Now you can either play it safe and dodge it, or use the situation to your advantage and have him run into something, in this case a tree. After he hits the tree, he will stumble onto the floor and you'll have a few seconds to do quite a bit of damage, depending on how fast you can reload your blades. With a new damage system in the game, there are a few different methods you can use to yield the most damage. My personal preference is striking downwards, but in essence what really matters is the speed in which you attack. Anything above 600 damage is good enough. Now make sure when he begins to stand up again you get clear, otherwise you will get squashed. The other method of taking him down is by cutting his legs. Now as I said earlier, his legs have 1000 health points, but you can also cut his legs with just one blade if you want. In my opinion, the best time to go for his legs is right after he jumps and for a brief moment he stands still. Cutting his legs will cause him to be immobile for a few seconds longer than if he hit a tree instead, so you can do way more damage with this way. Especially if you get really fast at reloading and you do a lot of damage per attack. However, this can be risky for beginners because you can easily get stamped on, which isn't ideal. Also, unless you're able to do over 1000 damage per attack, you can't kill the Armoured Titan in one go. You will have to find a refill station. Now, of course, you could skip doing both of these techniques and just go straight for the nape. Now, I managed to bug him out and just kept going for the nape, killing him in 1 minute and 44 seconds with this technique, which is by far the most least efficient and most risky, as you really only have time for one quick attack before he goes to protect his nape, and if you're not out of there quick enough he will squash you. Just remember, if you don't kill him within 10 minutes he will also despawn. And on a side note, in multiplayer, if a player is killed by the Armoured Titan, 1 minute is subtracted from the countdown, making him that more difficult. You'll also know when you've defeated the Armoured Titan when this happens. After he's dead, go on to the cosmetics menu and select this to equip the Armoured Titan grip. And there you have it. So that's how you kill the Armoured Titan. There really isn't that much to it, but if I have missed something, just let me know in the comments. This boss can be challenging, especially to new players, because of how fast he is and the reaction speed needed to dodge his attacks. But after a bit of practice, it is a fairly simple boss fight. Now obviously each technique shown here has its advantages and disadvantages. It's really up to you which one you use. So thanks for watching. I hope this guide was at least at some use for you. If not, sorry. See you in the next one.